Right, so, have you enjoyed yourself?
Well, it's been alright in parts.
It's not been too bad.
Well, the weather's been shit.
Yeah, weather's been shit, company's been shit.
And the thing that's bothering me, I'm stuck here now, aren't I? With them closing the Tamar Bridge and that.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? But if you think about it, now we've gone over to Patreon and everyone's going to be stuck at home and there's nothing to do, they'll be bored silly.
Yeah.
They'll be able to tap in and you start watching all the new videos on Patreon.
Well, now they've closed off the whole of Cornwall, you've got yourself, at least in Cornwall, a captive audience, haven't you?
Are you a doctor?
Yeah.
How come you've got your mask upside down?
Oh. That's a question.
So I don't want anyone coming here with a freaking cold. What advice would you give people?
I say just log on and
Just log on, yeah.
I wouldn't be going near anyone at this stage.
No, it could be lethal, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't want to,
Not frighten people, but
no, I mean, there's plenty of that going on already.
yeah.
What I will say though is that you have got quite a good stock of loo roll, haven't you?
Look, got plenty of loo roll, yeah.
Which is a bonus. So if you do get locked in down here, you're sat pretty as far as that's concerned.
But I'd just like to say, with all the help you give me, you are my pedigree chum.
Thank you, darling.
Anyway, cut that shit. They've had enough. Okay, serious stuff. What do you think of Peter Kane?
What does it become Peter Kane? You know, I think I've said to you since it happened, which was upsetting, I think, for you and everyone, really.
Yeah.
Because we've all got videos up there that we used to point to and say, I went up with my dog and we did
that's
that.
it.
There's a lot of customers who, like me, never thought they were going to go, so we just left them there and we pointed at that.
Yeah.
So it was a bit upsetting to see the stuff go, but I think fantastic for you in the long run.
It's
Once
just
you got over that week.
Yeah, it's just put me in a different direction now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's made me rethink, reboot, and get up and come out stronger. But now build that site that I gave it for free to too many people who didn't appreciate me. They were using me, as in the people who never came on giving nice comments and feedback, and I got that loyal followers, and those loyal followers have come over straight away to Patreon, and it'll make other people make that choice. Have I seen enough of his stuff and I've learned how to train dogs in the last 5 years, or new people coming in will have to come over to Patreon. It's a shame, but we're only going to use YouTube now for a few promotion videos and probably put 100 videos in YouTube. Facebook videos are going to stop. Everything to do with training gun dogs is now got to go to Patreon to protect myself, my business, my brand name, because I gave it for 10 years for free on the internet, and they saw that personal fight between me, the haters, right? They saw that, and I'm not doing that anymore. I've stood my ground. I've been in the trenches. I come out on top, won every battle I've gone to, went to court, cost a lot of money. Without the Patreon, without the crowdfunding and the local people and the regular people who helped me and Sue couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sensible about Peter Kane. I've asked him nicely. He's going to have solicitors' letters, but we're not going to throw millions of pounds at it. Ain't got it. Simple as that. We're begging YouTube to give us back our videos, and we'll reload them.
But even if you got them back, you'd be able to take out the choice ones. I think.
Probably 1,000 out of 5,000 and put them up the best ones.
The special stuff, and
the customers ones.
Give those back to people, or release them in a different format.
Yes, so they can have them themselves, yeah.
But I think the idea of the whole library being out there for free, I think is doesn't sell you.
Do you think this is the way forward, dog training? Internet?
No. I mean, yeah, some you can see more from a video than you can see from a book.
Yeah.
But you don't see as much from a video as you do one-to-one.
Oh, without
fail. So, it gets you closer.
Without fail.
But then you still got to get out there and do the miles, haven't you?
But it's amazing how many people have not been for lessons and just come on site because they said, you've changed my life. And if I could, imagine you could just go a screenshot of 3,000 people saying, this is disgraceful what this guy's done to you. I've learned how to train dogs on those videos. I gave it for free because all I wanted to do is prove I didn't beat and kick dogs, but I used discipline. I've moved on from that now. People accept Chris Upton uses discipline. They don't attack me in the same way.
Yeah.
And so when I put my site up, I don't get thousands of people attacking me like when I first.
But that's even that statement, people accept Chris Upton uses discipline and stopped attacking me in the same way. That's a something, because of the people that I went to early days with my pointers, the good trainers, they're respected in their HPR field, and they didn't tell me anything about using discipline on my dogs.
No,
you know,
nothing. No,
it was. That was just unsaid, and I don't know how you learned. Maybe when they knew you 3 years, maybe they'd let you in on a secret or something.
That's so good information for people.
But by the time I got 3 years in, I was already in trouble, wasn't I? Because I hadn't used discipline. So the fact you've able to say I use discipline, I'm not ashamed of that.
Yeah.
And we all do to get a gun dog to a good standard, and I'm not ashamed of that. That's the thing.
So what, in your mind, when you first got hold of me, how did you get hold of me? What made you tap into me? The videos? Yeah. What, the naughty ones? What, people were slagging me off and think, oh, I'm going to see this car crash? Or you thought, hang on, this guy's got an idea?
No, just it.
What made it click to you? Because you'll come down from Surrey, haven't you?
Yeah, but the first time I came down, I'm trying to think back, I'd been to probably 4 or 5 different HBR specialist trainers. And I still haven't got that link, and I never really got it back with my older bitch, my back bitch. And it's not that they weren't doing it right, it's just that however they were saying it wasn't clicking with me. And some of the stuff I saw on your videos made me think, oh, that's just refreshingly different.
Right.
And it wasn't complicated.
No,
and it wasn't obscured with mumbo jumbo and theory.
Yeah.
And then just the way you put it across and the timing of it just made it go, oh yeah, good. And well, you've seen both my dogs now, and the second one I brought on your way. So he was, I wouldn't say he was wild, but he was given a lot of freedom early, not freedom to hunt, but freedom early doors in terms of I didn't put the stop on him, I didn't have him done the 3-card trip within 9 months and all of that sort of stuff. I was too keen the first dog, bored it to death.
But wasn't it wonderful, and they'll actually see this because I'll put the whole video up in its entirety, that you stopping that dog at such a long distance with the drive he's got, and he's stopping and spinning around and looking at you beautiful. That's a dog you've allowed to run in and run in and run in, create drive, that natural ability to go out there and find it.
Bloody keen, isn't it?
And that's beautiful to watch.
It's fantastic.
And at our age now, sometimes it's nearly as good as sex. Back then.
Back to dog training.
No, good
dog training.
No, when you watch a dog like that, it gives you that little bit of a buzz, doesn't it? Like, wow, that's.
But it was that thing that you just don't worry about it, don't hurry. So you said, what do you do with them last year? Do any tests or anything? I said no, I don't, because I hadn't got my handling in, my blinds handling in.
Yeah.
And I just took it easy, and I slowly put that in. I could have rushed it and tried to compete with him 2.5 years old. But now this summer I'll have a go again, you know.
So what test did you do last year?
We went out of novice.
What a novice.
So we're into open.
So into open test with it. That's good.
But you know, they're no slouches, are they? So there's no real point in rushing it.
No.
If I know my dog might not have those, I said to you today, I've got to practice still blinds over water.
Yeah.
I need just more of those before I can be absolutely sure.
Has he been a hard dog to train with allowing that drive or not?
Not compared to the other ones.
No.
No. The drive wasn't the problem. No, the drive wasn't the problem in the end. There was another comment that you said. Did you put the stop on him? Was it easy? And I said, yeah, it's pretty easy. He said, ooh. And then I took him out with the dummy launcher.
Yeah.
Which excites him.
Yeah.
And we had to do it all over again because I hadn't got the stop on him properly. Not against high temptation.
But he'd already learnt the language. He knew what stop meant. So when you give him discipline, he went, right, okay, got the message.
By God, did he hit the end of that? Well, not the end of the line, but he did hit the line about 12 times. He ran on it.
And some pace as well.
Yeah. And you couldn't give him too much, otherwise he'd snap his neck.
Yeah. But the other thing is as well, I've just put photos up with Keeper on the Patreon site and saying to people that he was the best dog I ever had out of all the Spaniels. But he was a freak of nature. He was hard as nails, but they let him go hunting too soon. So to turn him round, it took me 2 years. And we fought like cat and dog, as in like two spoiled children fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't work him out, he couldn't work me out, and I'd mastered a number of dogs at that point. I'm only going back 15 years, well 12 years, 13 years. And it just shows, doesn't it, that sometimes you get a dog with a mindset that is so driven and so stubborn and headstrong and they're that hard, he was hit cover and bleed that much. he thinks I like pain. And as soon as you say a dog likes pain, freaking the fluffies go, oh my God, he says dogs like pain. But for some reason, that dog, the harder he hunted, the harder he hit cover, and the harder he was bleeding, the more he wanted it. And I think that's the same scenario with that discipline I was giving him at that point. It taught me so much. You just can't bang it out of a dog. You've got to get into the head of the dog, not the hide. And that was only 15 years ago. But don't forget, I come from old school that were quite hard on dogs, and learned to mellow up and be gentle and use better approaches and soft leash corrections and hard leash corrections when I need to. But I can say that that dog ran in his first trial, and the gun I knew because I'd sold him a dog. He wasn't against me or anything at the trial. I cast the dog off, and the dog went so hot, so fast. My heart was beating like shit, and it was smashing it. And he smacked straight into a cockbird. Out come the cockbird. He come up like a gladiator like that. Watch this cockbird away. I thought he's marked it because I've been picking up with him. I've done everything with him. And the gun lifted the gun and went. All I heard was click, click.
Right.
And he opened his gun. He said, "Oh shit! I forgot to put cartridges in." I was that excited when the dog freaking cast off. He said, "I'm hella sorry." Anyway, the cat went on a little bit further. Up gets another bird. Bang! Straight out. Same like that. Straight out. Straight back. Judge said that'll do you. After about 15-minute hunt up, he was smashing it, right? Then went under the other judge. Thickest bramble you could ever imagine. You couldn't even, you had to wait till your dog come back out. And he went after a bird, and out got a bird, just come out with the tail ends like that. He's come up like that, but blew the stoppers, and he wanted to come up through the cover at it. He was driven. No other dog was hitting the cover like it. And you could see this judge just standing with his mouth open like, frickin' hell, this stands out above everything. Anyway, they shot that one out in the field, brought me out to the edge of the field, sent me over the fence, straight out, straight back. I thought, this is the dream one, this is the dream one. His first trial. First trial. And then, on time, another bird, straight out, straight back. And he said, I just want to see a little bit more. Put him back in. So I put him back in, and he went, that'll do you, call him back. As I'm calling him back through this thickest of bracken, he come across another bird, and he was down through the cover after it. I blew the stop whistle. He went, sorry mate, he was going too far, I asked you to call him back. So he put me out of the trial. I was that close to winning that. He already said, I'd seen enough, bring your dog back. He said he was slightly out of control and you asked him to come back. He said, it's just unfortunate, he was in that time, he didn't know where to get out, it was that thing. Well, that was the only trial that dog ran, and that was the best dog I ever had. And I've won with, like I say, 7 dogs with test down trials. That dog then, on the last day of the shooting season, went into some cover at such a pace after a cockbird that was shot, a runner, come out with a blackthorn in one eye completely, and he went blind. It took him a year to readjust his marking ability when you called him across the field. Could you imagine doing that? It took him a year to get his balance back and his brilliant marking ability like he had before. So for a year I was thinking, all that work, 2.5 years, nearly 3 years work for that dog, ready to now smash the trial world to pieces this season. The last day of the shooting season he did that. I was absolutely gutted. But then all of a sudden it was as if he had to rely on me. And we just gelled, like he had to freaking look back to me and go, what Dad? Yeah, over there. And it's funny how dogs, and whether that's just coincidence that he hit 3, and I keep saying to people, you know, you're trying to rush this dog and take it on a shoot at 12 months of age, 15 months of age. The first trial I took him on, I sat him up, and he was shaking, physically shaking. I thought, he ain't never going to switch off from this. But he just learned to accept everything in his stride. And he was majestic. And it's funny, that one dog that only ran 1 trial, I can say, hand on heart, was my best dog. But no one can take away those memories. But that's what happened with those videos. That's taken away people's memories. And that's what people loved with their videos. They come here, they have the training, they've gone over. You had videos in the past that you can look back. We had some nice ones up on the moor, haven't we?
We have,
But we just got to move on, and it's a new direction. But what makes you travel still down here with the knowledge you've got now then to come and see Little Fat Boy in Cornwall when you're coming from Surrey?
It's the same as that, is it? I learn something every time I come.
I think you should be out there with Andy Cullen on the moor, personally. I think you should be on the moor with
Andy Cullen.
Andy, listen.
I bought the pigeons, Andy.
Listen, you got the pigeons, right?
I've got the stop, Andy.
He's a good geezer, right?
For God's sake.
And he don't snore much.
And I spoon nicely.
But it's about having a crack as well, isn't it? I mean, we've become friends, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We always have a, get into the wine and a bit of
And
bit of dialogue
and you're slightly opinionated, I'm slightly opinionated, and we're like Mel Smith and fucking what's name of that. But that's dog talk, isn't it? We can agree to disagree on some things, and yet we both like good dogs. I want you to have a Springer, you want me to have a Pointer.
Yes. I don't know. It'd be good. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see you do it. But you've got something coming in, haven't you? You've got some pointy stuff.
Piccadilly?
Piccadilly Spaniel?
Piccadilly. Yeah, coming in.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I can see you're enthusiastic.
No, you've just gotta work your magic. You've got to work your magic. I love a challenge. So, so bring your rubbish, bring your dogs here that are rubbish, and I'll turn them around for you.
Yeah.
But if you're coming here for training, you're gonna have a commitment. If you think you can just come here once in a blue moon and I'll sort all your problems out for your dog in a day. No, I can show you what to do, but you've got to go away and do it. I mean, do you go out most days with your dog?
Every day.
You love it, don't you? It's a passion, isn't it?
It's the best 2 hours of my day.
And what about the moors yesterday? It's like heaven up there, isn't it? Away from the park.
Well, we got the sweet spot. We had 4 or 5 hours of lovely, dry, good wind on it, not cold, which was cracking. And then it closed in again afterwards. We thought, okay, that's.
And one of the things you said I thought was really good yesterday. You said, has he really improved? Because I think that once you get to that 70% trained, that last 30% is the killer. And a lot of people may go the next 10% to 80%, but that last 20% is like the top boys can do it. And people with such dedication can do it. But you said a funny thing. You said to me, do you think, I said he's a lot better this year. Because last year, we were fetching the frigging dummy, because it was a number of times, because he lost it, didn't he? He wasn't marking. He didn't know what to...
I think his marking's a lot better.
Yeah, and he's getting out there and working it out.
Yeah, and he gets back behind it.
And I mean, out of all the retrieves we did, and we did a lot of them, there was only one that you had to move forward because it was right in a gully where there's no wind he could pick it up on. And he just kept skimming past it because it was in the dip and about that far from the wall.
And there was a wall behind, so it was never going to go behind the gully.
Yeah, exactly, So. But I did it on purpose to see if you could push him back into the gully, and it was a long way. But you nearly got in there, but it was just a couple of feet off.
Skirts along the front.
And that's what happens with a trial sometimes. A bird will come down. They'll think it's in the cover if you're working cover crop, and it's not. It's just off the edge, and they're onto the cover crop. And every time you say back, and push them on the edge for a long distance, you can't see that it didn't come down there, and you're trying to hold them in that area.
And they're funny with what they perceive as an obstacle, which can just be a little bit of hedge or a line of or a track.
That's it.
They'll stick one side of it instead of just getting over the other side.
Anyway, I'm not going to shake your hand.
Obvious reasons.
Because we're not allowed to. Any tips for anybody who starts having a cough being a doctor? He said you have to pay him. Come on to Patreon.
I've set up a...
Yeah, he's got a little link on there. Any health tips?
Coronavirus special.
Viagra for you softies. And so that's Sol. And I just want to thank Sol for all the help that he has given me. He's inspired me to get up and keep fighting. I am a fighter, but this one knocked me hard, everyone. And it knocked me hard because of your videos and the 5.5 years that I built this for you as a reference, because I thought when I kick the bucket, at least there'll be some reference there of how we train dogs in the past. It didn't mean we beat them. It didn't mean we hate our dogs. We love our dogs. The passion that people come into this yard have got shared the same passion. And that's why these videos, I think, set a precedent on the internet. We were the first people to come up with, Corleone gun dogs, come up with training. The haters watched them because they learnt. The people who supported me learnt them because they loved it. And you're the guys I'm looking after. I cannot answer questions, emails, and I can tell you I had 30 this morning. I can't answer everything on other media platforms. So the Patreon customers are the ones I'm looking after. If you come into Patreon for that small fee, then your questions are priority over anybody else in any other format, because you're the guy supporting me. I'm going to support the people who supported me. That gives me more time for a select few. And if we only ever get 300 in the long run, I'm happy with 300. Keep people happy. That's easy numbers to look after. What's happening, everyone? I keep telling you, it's like a runaway train. I never realised it was going to be this big. We got 3.5 million views we were hitting 1,000 views every day on the videos we were putting up, and jealousy kicked in with another dog trainer in America, tries to wipe us out. But actually, thank you, Peter. In the long run, I know you're an evil bastard, but you've done me a favour. You're a sad, sad man, but at the end of the day, it's woken me up, and it's made me realise I don't want to be, money is not my God, but I have to think sensible. So I'm going to look after the people who support me. So thanks everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this. Sol's videos are going up today. He did the Sound of Music yesterday. He looked lovely, didn't he, in a nun's freaking veil. He had Germans in the background. Was it German troops or English troops? Troops. And we did a bit of sheep training up there as well. The outrun was fantastic. And he's never done sheep training before. And no sheep were harmed. I did say shep for some reason. I can't spell on the video. But thanks a lot. And that's Chris Upton signing off. Getting on with life and get out there and train them dogs and have fun. Any problems, come into Patreon. Come into Patreon, a group of people in there, all like-minded, all use discipline when needed, all love their dogs, but we've got a sensible bunch of people. People who aren't running around the internet trying to give advice with all the gear, no idea. And that's what I'm doing, sticking to my Patreon customers. Cheers, bye-bye.